Good evening, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. I'm your host, ULAANBAATAR. And for top stories, provinces shall consult the National Emergency Commission on imposing a lockdown. The establishment of the Zamyn-Uud free zone to be intensified. And third dose of COVID-19 vaccine to be administered from August. And for the news, stay tuned. (1,510 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed nationwide and 9 more people have died in the past 24 hours, the Ministry of Health reports.
As of today, 1,510 new cases were confirmed after taking tests from over 9,000 patients, bringing the total number of COVID-19 cases in Mongolia to 131,962. 1,541 more patients have recovered. Unfortunately, 9 patients between the ages of 18 to 93 died within the past 24 hours. All of today's cases are of domestic transmission. 752 were confirmed in ULAN-UDE and 758 were confirmed in the provinces. Among the 12,888 COVID-19 patients being treated at nearly 80 hospitals nationwide, 8,195 are showing mild symptoms of illness and 221 are in critical condition. Additionally, 24,543 are being treated at home. Yesterday, 10,888 people got vaccinated, and the total number of people who received the first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine is 2.09 million, out of whom 1.78 million have received the second dose of vaccine.
The Cabinet of Mongolia convened on July 7th and instructed provinces to consult the National Emergency Commission when imposing a lockdown.
Information on the pandemic situation was provided. To date, 30,000 cases of infections have been reported in 20 provinces of Mongolia. Restrictions are imposed in 196 SEOULs in 6 villages of 18 provinces due to the growing number of COVID-19 cases. 101 SEOULs of 13 provinces plan to have their curfews lifted before the Naadam holidays. According to a government decision, there will be a 9-day holiday from July 9th to 19th. In addition, the number of people visiting rural areas is expected to increase sharply due to the summer holidays. In this regard, the government included the following directions: to continue strict lockdowns and curfews in areas with major import and export ports, restrict traffic until ports return to normal operation. Provinces will not set restrictions independently. Restrictions and quarantine shall be set only after consulting with the National Emergency Commission. Citizens traveling to provinces are not allowed to stay with local people and shall only stay at tourist camps and resorts. Fully vaccinated citizens or those who have already recovered from COVID-19 can travel to the provinces. 1 child per family who is older than 5 years of age shall be tested for COVID-19 by rapid test at the checkpoints.
During the meeting, Prime Minister ULAN-UDE instructed related officials to intensify the establishment of the Zamyn-Uud free zone. By intensifying this free zone operation, Mongolia expects to increase exports threefold by 2034.
More than 1 billion Mongolian tokers will be allocated from the government's reserve fund for testing and setting the thermal power plant, water supply and sewerage system as part of the Zamyn-Uud infrastructure improvement project. Although the construction of the Zamyn-Uud free zone is expected to be completed and commissioned in 2026, the Prime Minister of Mongolia, ULAN-UDE, has instructed to open the free zone by this summer. By opening the free zone, it is expected that exports and imports will increase, factories will develop, new trade and service sectors will be created, direct jobs will be created, construction and tourism industry will expand, the advanced technology will be introduced, increased transit, transportation and logistics. For example, by 2026, the number of investors is expected to reach 70 and 9,400 jobs will be created. Exports are expected to increase threefold by 2034. With foreign investment reaching $2.9 billion and creating about 18,000 jobs.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
As of today, Turkey, Bahrain, Russia, and the United Arab Emirates have immunized their citizens with the COVID-19 vaccine booster shot. According to the Ministry of Health, Mongolia will start administering its citizens the third dose of vaccine from August. Initially, the third booster shot of the AstraZeneca vaccine will be administered to people over 65 years old. The immunization with the third dose will start with a small number of AstraZeneca vaccines that are stored in the reserve, while the rest of the population will receive shots of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine from October. Studies show that mixing COVID-19 vaccines offers strong immune protection, noted Ding Sahan, the head of the Public Health Policy Implementation Coordination Department at the Ministry of Health.
Mongolia's key players in the food sector have been discussing how to make national food systems safer, stronger, and more sustainable. Details are in the following report.
The government of Mongolia and the United Nations jointly convened a national dialogue on food systems in Mongolia on 8th of July 2021. Bringing together key players in the food systems in Mongolia, the dialogue facilitated an open discussion on what it takes for Mongolia to sustainably transform its food systems that will accelerate progress towards achieving the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Evidence, ideas, and commitments gained at the National Food Systems Dialogue in Mongolia will not only contribute to the Global Food Systems Summit to be convened by UN Secretary-General in September 2021, but more importantly, they will help Mongolia itself to unleash new actions and innovative solutions and strategies to rebuild the national food systems and deliver progress across all sustainable development goals.
Issues related to the food and health systems need to be addressed comprehensively. Creating sustainable food systems will not only improve human development and quality of life, but also make a significant contribution to the country's sustainable social and economic development.
Mongolia has a significant potential to transition to sustainable food systems that is already underway. This would require technological innovation, strategic use of economic incentives, cohesive and participative governance, and behavioral changes of all stakeholders.
If Mongolia is to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, its food systems must change.
One is, this came up quite prominently, that there is a need to strengthen food consumption, production, and food system statistics, particularly when it comes to food composition data, the dietary surveys, the surveillance, the dietary diversity surveillance. I think Mongolia needs to invest a bit more on the systems and statistics. There is also a need for a massive push for nutrition education, dietary diversity, and minimization of food waste. And this needs to happen at all levels, starting from children in the primary school, all the way up to the adults, through public education, through school curriculums, and through other means of education.
Leading up to this national dialogue, the food sector experts have convened 6 regional and thematic dialogues among specific groups such as the private sector, youth, and civil society to listen to their voices and concerns in the transformation of food systems. These food systems dialogue gave Mongolia an opportunity to address the current state of the food systems in the country, including challenges and opportunities, and agree on actions and solutions to build a sustainable food system in the next 10 years and what can be done in the next 3 to 5 years.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast of world's major cities. Well, that's all for today, and thank you for staying with us. We will see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.